Welcome to the Phoenixville Area Senior Center's second Irish Wake. I'm Julie Gaudan, Executive Director.
And I'm Peter Urschler, Vice President of the Phoenixville Area Senior Center Board of Directors and Mayor of Phoenixville. While we wait for everyone to sign on, warm up their soup and get started, please join us for a recap of the first Irish Wake in 2019 and some new footage. You just might recognize some of the folks there.
This past Thursday, the Phoenixville Area Senior Center held its first annual Irish Wake.
It's an opportunity for us to talk about an uncomfortable situation. End of life can scare people, and so we're going to make you laugh. We had a very able volunteered corpse, the mayor of Phoenixville, Peter Urschler, and if we could make him laugh with a joke, we were going to win a prize.
Many laughs and prizes were had, which eased attendees into the main focus of the event, discussions about end-of-life planning.
It's an uncomfortable subject for many people, and any way we can lighten the mood, get our point across that, hey, it's okay to be prepared, and because you're prepared doesn't mean it's going to happen quicker either. It's just nice to know what's happening, and for a lot of people, I know that they like to prepare so that their kids don't have the burden of having to make all the decisions for them at a time when they're most upset.
Various lawyers, organizations, and funeral homes, like Campbell Ennis Klotzbach, Strunk Funeral Home, and Devlin Rosmos Kepgacha, all came to offer support and provide information.
I think it's very important for everybody to talk about their end-of-life care. The reason being is because if you plan your funeral and your end-of-life services ahead of time, really what you're doing is you're allowing your family time to grieve instead of focusing on tough decisions. And what they're doing is they're able to understand what your wishes were, and you can make those decisions while you're thinking clearly, rather than while you should be with your family and grieving.
The event was one of the many ways that the Senior Center provides assistance to the elderly community in the area.
We have 10 opportunities to exercise, art classes, lectures. We're really here to fight isolation. It's important to keep yourself active and engaged in your community, and we provide that opportunity for folks that may not be in the workforce anymore.
This is our first virtual production, and we hope you are looking forward to it as much as we are. Our first Irish Wake in 2019 was live at the Senior Center, featuring Mayor Peter as our dearly departed. Unfortunately, we canceled the 2020 Wake as the pandemic began. It's nice to have you back with us, Peter.
And it's nice to be back. But before we begin the program tonight, we must acknowledge the pain and suffering of 500,000 people in our country who have lost their lives due to the pandemic, others who died of loneliness, and some because they were too afraid to get much-needed health care, and those who mourn for them. It is a very difficult time in our nation's history and in many of our families. Let's take a brief moment of silence to remember those who are now gone. Although we cannot gather in person, we planned an entertaining evening highlighting Irish culture, traditions, food, education, a silent auction, and featuring some of our senior participants. Let's begin by explaining what an Irish Wake is.
An Irish Wake is a tradition associated with death, but also a celebration of life and memories. Most of us think of music, drink, and food, but there's much more.
Traditionally, a wake took place in the home of the deceased person. The departed, dressed in their finest, is placed near an open window. The open window is the point from which the spirit of the departed would leave the house serenely. Candles are lit at both the foot and the head of this deceased, so the body would be visible to visitors. Throughout the house, family members stop all the clocks at the time when the death occurred. They also close all the curtains and cover the mirrors. An envelope announcing the death is pinned to the front door.
After the body is prepared, it is never left alone. Wailing and crying is a spontaneous response to death and loss in almost every culture. However, in ancient Ireland, you weren't supposed to cry until the preparation was over. Otherwise, evil spirits would gather and take the soul of the dead person, instead of it traveling on its own. The lead keener would weep over the dead body and recite poetry. Then, All the women join in and wail together. This could last for 3 days. A modern wake is now a few hours and may be held in any place.
Now, the celebration of life can begin. Music and singing are a part of the celebration, as well as sharing, entertaining, and amusing stories about the departed person. Here we have the Oceananigans with a traditional Irish ballad.
Old songs and old stories, they keep us alive. Without our past, we would never survive. I am my island is me. So you know what you can do if you don't like what you see. Kiss me, I'm Irish, I am the wild rover. My eyes, they are smiling, and I'm seldom sober. I like my whiskey, and I love to dance. So if you're feeling as lucky as me, take a chance and kiss me, I'm Irish. My heart beats a jig, and me blood it flows green. I've been a rogue and a rambler from ocean to sea, and I like a bevy now and then that I'll never deny. But I only drink on the days of the week that end with a Y. I'm no saint, I'm no sinner, oh, that there's no doubt. I am the one that your grandmother warned you about. Kiss me, I'm Irish, I am the wild rover. My eyes, they are smiling, and I'm seldom sober. I like my whiskey, and I love to dance. So if you're feeling as lucky as me, take a chance and kiss me, I'm Irish. Dublin, Milwaukee, Cleveland and Cork, Kerry, Chicago, I'm at New York, Belfast and Boston, Harry Mass and DC. Raise your glasses and sing, sing, sing with me. Kiss me, I'm Irish, I am the wild rover. My eyes, they are smiling, and I'm seldom sober. I like my whiskey, and I love to dance. So if you're feeling as lucky as me, take a chance and kiss me, I'm Irish, I am the wild rover. My eyes, they are smiling, and I'm seldom sober. I like my whiskey, and I love to dance. So if you're feeling as lucky as me, take a chance and kiss me, I'm Irish.
For those of you who do not know the Phoenixville Senior Center, we were founded over 40 years ago to provide a place for retired people to gather. Now, the definition and age of retirement has changed a great deal over the years, but our mission has not. Our mission is to serve, support, and enhance the lives of all residents over 55 years living in the greater Phoenixville area. We provide opportunities, programs, and activities that promote healthy, active, and independent lifestyles.
1 year and a lifetime ago, the world changed, and we all became more vulnerable. It became more apparent we still needed to do everything we had been doing, but differently. Last year's wake, scheduled for March 12th, was canceled. We closed our doors to the public on March 13th due to the pandemic and started passing out meals on Monday, March 16th, because public shopping was no longer a safe option. We provided a variety of meals for Chester County's Department of Aging over the first few months, from boxed lunches and sandwiches to FEMA's meals ready to eat, to shelf-stable convenience food. We now provide 5 frozen meals each week. Since March, we've passed out over 86,000 meals to over 700 people. Literally tons of produce from the Chester County food banks and other items from PACS have been loaded into the trunks of participants who drive through our center on a weekly basis.
Advocating for all seniors, we recognize residents of the local senior housing facilities in Phoenixville and Spring City were also affected. During the first few months of lockdown, we distributed FEMA meals to 5 senior housing facilities. They inspired us to start Operation French Toast, which provides milk, bread, and eggs. Since May, we've distributed over 7,200 dozen eggs to our participants and residents of the senior apartment complexes.
Our exercise instructor, Holly, tapes classes for local access cable television broadcast. Our participants can see a familiar face as they continue their exercise regimen. Over 120 yoga, chair exercise, and circuit training sessions are found on our website. Christine McManus and other staff chat with participants over coffee every week. Monthly book clubs, grab-and-go crafts, games, great courses, educational lectures, and movies are available via Zoom sessions.
We put the parking lot to good use with more than just the Friday food drive-through, the 90 and Better celebration, drive-through health and insurance fair, Veterans Recognition Ceremony. In conjunction with our food distribution, we celebrated Easter with candy and colored eggs, Memorial Day with poppies provided by the local American Legion, Mother's and Father's Day with flowers and treats, Halloween treats, Thanksgiving turkeys and the fixings from PACS, Christmas gifts from Great Valley Community Foundation, and cards from the Renaissance Academy students. Valentine's Day with cards made by Phoenixville High School and Charlestown Playhouse students.
We distributed countless donated masks from the Chester County Masketeers and others, along with cases of toilet paper. In February, we were pleased to resume the AARP tax preparation from the safety of your car. We know how to drive through.
Our Apprise services and information and assistance program never stopped. Carrie works with each individual via telephone and Zoom. Over 1,000 participants requested help choosing their Medicare supplement provider, SNAP assistance, rent rebates, LIHEAP advice, PA Department of Agriculture farmers market vouchers, and now tax preparation assistance and vaccine registration.
As you can hear, we are not letting any grass grow under our feet. We wouldn't have been able to do this without our dedicated staff and loyal volunteers. Here's magician Kurt Kunch.
A little magic for everyone.
So you may be asking, why on earth would the Senior Center host an Irish wake?
Talking about and reenacting the Irish traditions around end of life gives us the opportunity to start what can be a very difficult conversation. All too often, adult children won't bring up the subject because they don't want to think about it or they don't want to upset their parents. Sometimes parents don't want to burden their children. All too often, the conversation is put off until it is too late to ask your loved ones their wishes. For example, until the 2019 Irish Wake, my husband didn't know my preferences or that I even had any, and we've been married almost 25 years.
We want to make this process as easy as possible. We don't have all of the answers, and no one expects you to have them either. That's why we use this event as an opportunity to bring together experts in one place where you can ask all of your questions. In 2019, this was held at the center. This year, you received a packet of information from our local experts and sponsors. We would like to take this opportunity to thank them.
Hi, my name is Joanne McCracken, Development Director for the Phoenixville Area Senior Center. It is my privilege to thank everyone involved in making this production. We hope you're enjoying it. There are many people to thank for making our Irish Wake a success, beginning with the sponsors of this event. Our pot of gold sponsors include Phoenixville Federal Bank and Trust, Spring Mill Senior Living, Gateway Pharmacy, and Armstrong Funeral Home. Field of Green sponsors include Campbell Enos Klotzbach Funeral Home, Devlin Rosmos Kepgacha Funeral Home, Keystone First VIP Choice Insurance. Our Lucky Charm sponsors include Aetna Insurance, E.E. Gone Tree Service, Cameron Peters Floral Design, Creative Capital Wealth Management Group, and Wellness and Harmony. Thank you to all those who provided prizes for our silent auction. Amway, Arbor Terrace Senior Living, BBJ Wreaths, Bellhaven Home, Campbell Enos Klotzbach Funeral Home, Generations Toy Store, Liberty Square Pizzeria, Marianne Condis, Nancy Scott, Phoenixville Area Senior Center Board, Robert Ryan Catering, Suzanne Jackson, the Demutis Group, Teresa Haig, Tupperware, and Wellness and Harmony. Received in-kind donations from Bridge Street Chocolates, Manatawny Stillworks, Sly Fox Brewery, and we especially want to thank Phoenixville Media Group and Bruce and Buffy McClellan and the crew who worked with us in creating this production. Thank you to our performers, the Oceananigans, Jeff Steen the Bagpiper, Kurt Punch Magician, Matt Cummins and his band for the sing-along, Mayor Peter Urschler, and the staff of the Senior Center who were the Whalers. We can't forget our annual sponsors, Fox Rothschild, Phoenixville Federal Bank, R. Strunk Funeral Home, Park House Nursing and Rehabilitation Center, Century 21 Norris Valley Forge, Gateway Pharmacy, Keystone First VIP Choice Insurance, and the Rotary Club of Phoenixville. Last but certainly not least, thank you for your generosity and encouragement, which enables us to provide programs and activities that keep our neighbors healthy, engaged, and independent. Now let's get on with the show.
To lighten the mood, here's another joke.
What's the difference between an Irish wedding and an Irish wake? One less drunk.
How many of you know that the Irish have a long tradition of bagpipes? Our friend Jeff Steen informed me that many familiar tunes are actually Irish tunes.
Thank you. My name is Jeff Steen. I play for the Cheshire County Emerald Society located in Coatesville, Pennsylvania. We were formed in 2006. The first tune that you heard was written for us especially by Pipe Major Timothy McCabe. It was written for the Cheshire County Emerald Society Band. We play that pretty much as our theme song. Usually we play at the end of events to state who we are. That tune was written for us when we were in Ireland, the Killorglin St. Patrick's Day Parade for 2010, when we were invited over to play. The second tune you heard was the unofficial Scotland anthem. It was Bluebells of Scotland. I hope you enjoyed it, and happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. We've all suffered from isolation. As soon as we closed, a team of volunteers and staff immediately started reassurance calls to seniors living alone, especially those without internet service. One of our most dedicated volunteers is our next joke teller.
Okay, an Irishman was coming home from the pub one night after it closed when he was pulled over by a policeman. The cop asked him, "Where are you going so fast?" The Irishman replied, "I'm going to a lecture on smoking, drinking, and staying out late." The cop says, "Who would be giving a lecture at this time of night?" The Irishman replied, "That would be my wife."
Since it is a party, there must be food and beverages. Whether it's held in a public place or at a home, the family members usually provide food and drinks. For the proper toasts, beverages should include wine, scotch, Irish whiskey, and beer. On the other hand, there are always the alternative choices for non-alcohol drinkers. In honor of our Phoenixville steelworker traditions, some of whom were Irish, we designed a signature drink using local spirits. Sly Fox's Softly Falling Darkness Oatmeal Stout and Manatani Steelworks American Whiskey transform a traditional Boilermaker into a local beverage with a kick. Here's to all the loved ones we have lost in the past year. Now that you have a little Irish courage, it's time for you to help with the entertainment. Matt Cummings will lead us in a couple familiar tunes, The Unicorn and Molly Malone. Please follow the words on the screen and sing along.
This song goes out to our mayor, Peter Urschler, who unfortunately has passed away. And we're hoping that his spirit can help us find where he left the whiskey. Thank you.
City, the girls are so pretty. I first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone. She wheeled a wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She was a fishmonger, and 'tis was no wonder that so were her father and mother before. Wheeled the wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Sweet Molly Malone. Now a ghost wheels the barrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. That you've never seen. They run around free while the earth was being born, but the loveliest of all was the unicorn. There were green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, as sure as you're born. The loveliest of all was the unicorn. And God seen some sin in it and gave him pain. He says, stand back, I'm gonna make it rain. He says, hey brother Noah, I'll tell you what to do. Build me a floating suit and take some of them green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, as sure as you're born. Don't you forget my unicorn. Oh, Noah was there to answer the call. He finished up making the ark as the rain started falling. He marched by animals 2 by 2, calling as they went through. Hey Lord, I got you green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants so forlorn. I just can't see no unicorn. And Noah looked out through the driving rain. The unicorns was hiding, playing silly games, kicking and splashing while the rain was pouring. Oh, them silly unicorns. There were green alligators and long-necked geese, humpback camels and some chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants before we're born. Just can't wait for no unicorns. The ark started moving, drifted with the tide. The unicorns looked up from the rocks and they cried. The waters came down and sort of floated them away, and that's why you'll never see a unicorn to this very day. Green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpback camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, for sure as you're born, you're never gonna see no unicorn. See the green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpback camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, for sure as you're born, you're never gonna see no unicorn.
Hi, my name's Pat. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Have you ever wondered why God invented Irish whiskey? Well, that's so that the Irish wouldn't rule the world.
Ralph Ulrich of the Oceananigans performs a very appropriate song for us now, called COVID Must Go.
Hello everybody, this is Ralph from Molly Maguire's Irish band, the Oceananigans. Everybody at the Oceananigans and at Molly Maguire's is thinking about you, and everybody hopes you're doing okay and hanging in there until this coronavirus goes away. Until then, I wrote us a little song about the epidemic. It's called The COVID Must Go. I hope you sing along. I hope we see you all really soon back at Molly Maguire's in Phoenixville. Please enjoy. We're all staying home now, nothing we can do, not working nor telecommuting, but that doesn't stop us, we're stronger, don't you know, waiting for the COVID to go. The COVID must go, the COVID must go, waiting for the COVID to go. Social distance is the latest rule, 6 feet apart is the new normal. We'll be together sooner than you know, can't wait for the COVID to go. Wearing masks from bandana, what a crazy sight. There's no traffic on the highway. Feeding the hungry, what else can you do? Waiting for the COVID to go. This COVID really blows, this COVID really blows, waiting for the COVID to go. The shelves are all empty, no TV in sight. People are hoarding all the canned goods. Crazy times we live in, it'll all be over soon. Waiting for the COVID to go. The curve is now flattening, better times ahead. Start making plans for Thanksgiving. Drinking it hot now, it has to come to an end. Waiting for the COVID to go. The COVID must go, the COVID must go. Waiting for the COVID to go. This COVID really blows, this COVID really blows. We're all waiting for this COVID to go. See you soon at Molly's.
A silent auction is normally not part of an Irish wake, but we did call this event a fundraiser. As a nonprofit, we are always looking for funding to keep our programs running. During this pandemic, all of our annual in-person fundraisers were canceled. Yet we served 5 times the number of lunches as we did in fiscal year 19 to 20. and 10 times the number of breakfasts. The costs of exercise classes and broadcasting is not free. So here is what we need you to do. Check your phone for a text message from BidPal. Click the link to send you into our Phoenixville Area Senior Center silent auction. Browse the items and bid on those which interest you. We will hold the silent auction open through the weekend, closing it on Monday, March 22nd at noon. So check your phone for updates on the items you want. The highest offer wins the item.
Search for the perfect gifts, which include the traditional basket of cheer, but I bet this is the only auction offering a handmade Irish fisherman's knit sweater, a bottle of wine in its own coffin, a burlap wreath in the colors of Ireland, or a handmade children's sweater. Bid on a gift certificate to Wellness and Harmony. No sports memorabilia, but we offer some beautiful artwork, including the original signed illustration of the Senior Center used on our 2020 holiday card, a painting based on a photograph taken in Ireland, Christmas ornaments from the hand of Teresa Haig, or an Irish blessing wall plaque. Who wouldn't want to bid on a weekend in Cape May, complete with a beach bag filled with goodies? We also have some practical items, like a basket of Amway disinfectant items, a set of Tupperware lunch bag containers, and a wreath filled with lottery cards. If you're not interested in the offerings, you can still make a donation to the Senior Center by clicking on the link in the BidPal app. Now, enjoy this joke.
Dr. Mahoney tells his patient, "I have bad news and worse news for you, John." "Oh dear," John replies. "What's the bad news?" The doctor says, "You only have 24 hours to live." "That's terrible," says John. "How can the news be possibly any worse?" Dr. Mahoney replies, "I've been trying to contact you since yesterday."
This guy comes home from work early one day and he finds his wife standing naked in the middle of the kitchen. He immediately flies into a rage, starts running around looking, knowing that she's been cheating on him. He looks outside and he sees a man walking across the lawn with nothing but shorts on. And so the man flies into a rage and he grabs the refrigerator and he throws it out the window at the guy. Immediately dies of cardiac arrest. So, change of scenery. There's 3 men standing at the pearly gates. St. Peter goes to the first guy. "What happened? Why are you here?" And he says, "Well, I was over at my neighbor's pool, and I lost my glasses, and, so I was walking, or I lost one of my contacts, and I was walking home to get my glasses, and I don't know what happened. This refrigerator fell on me, and now I'm here." St. Peter says, "Okay, well, you can go in." So, and he goes to the next guy, and he says, "All right, what happened? Why are you here?" The guy says, "Well, I came home from work early. I found my wife was cheating on me, and I flew into a rage, and I picked up the refrigerator, and I must have had a heart attack or something, and now I'm here." St. Peter says, "Okay, come on in." Goes to the third guy and says, "What about you? What happened? Why are you here?" And the guy says, "Well, I was just hanging out in the refrigerator minding my own business."
The best Irish joke that I know is this one. Why do all Irish stews have only 239 beans? Well, if you added one more bean, that would make it too farty.
On behalf of our board of directors, including Mary Austin, Ken Buckwalter, Nefri Rosa, Dr. John Pell, Dr. Dan Green, Ron Williams, Monica Kresser, Alan Kramer, Dodie Strunk, Megan Valencia, Marianne Peffel, and Tom Wright, thank you. Thank you for your support and generosity. We couldn't support our participants without your encouragement. We hope you enjoyed the program and we invite you to join us again next year at the center. Please enjoy this music as we thank our sponsors once again.